Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter, and welcome to Goldilocks Global Banking News. I am your host. Folks, we all know, you should know by now, that it is gold that is going to back our currencies in the new banking system that will enable us to have secured exchanges. Secure. That makes a huge difference to know that your money in whatever currency you are exchanging into, that it's protected. So that when you exchange, if the value of your home currency, let's say if it's the US dollar, let's say if it's the Mexican peso, let's say if it's the British pound, whatever currency you're going to exchange into, so you're exchanging from the dinar to your home currency, from the dong into your home currency, whatever it is, your home currency, let's say if it's the USD, wouldn't you want the USD to be backed by the most secured asset in the world named gold? Speaking of gold, Goldilocks has been telling us that gold will set us free. Let's jump right into what Goldilocks is sharing now about what's happening with gold. Let's jump into it, folks. Now. Things are getting heated up with gold. Goldilocks is sharing how now gold, although many of you have been paying attention, seeing how gold prices are continuously rising, almost to 4,000 an ounce now. Why are so many countries like Iraq, Vietnam, Malaysia, Philippines, Russia, China, Venezuela, why are they all stocking gold? Why are they all stockpiling gold and have been for the last 15 plus years? You think it might have something to do with the new banking system, where gold is going to back our currencies? If you think that, you're a genius. Brilliant. You're absolutely right. The precious metals market, Goldilocks is stating, particularly gold and silver, are undergoing a clear transition this year to prepare for 2026. Goldilocks is stating this isn't just anecdotal or just speculative. This is actual. Goldilocks can actually see the data, the statistics, the numbers, the, dare I say, crystal ball of what's happening with gold and how it's related to the currencies. Now, when I say crystal ball, you may think looking into the future. Absolutely. Because in the finance world, there are what are called indicators or forecasting of numbers with real data to show what is expected to happen and what's expected of numbers and values before it gets there, before it happens. There are key indicators that Goldilocks is stating that are shifting it to this point. One of the main ones is the weakening of the U.S. dollar. If you If you paid attention to the podcast from the Saturday Night Dialogues from this past Saturday, we went into detail about this. Actually, every Saturday before that in the last 2 months, the weakening of the dollar, currency revaluation, is likely to be a priority of the second Trump administration due to the overpriced value of the dollar, the trade deficit, and the weakening of the U.S. dollar. This is where gold, folks, is coming in. What Goldilocks is even showing is that now gold and the U.S. dollar are side by side as far as trend on importance in the global market. It is gold that's going to back the dinar, the dong, and every currency, the U.S. dollar. The physical demand for gold has surged by the institutional investors. These are the big money institutions that many of you already have your relationships with. The financial firms, the wealth management firms. They're stockpiling gold to back our currencies. It's even reported that where China has stockpiled almost 500 tons. Regulatory reforms are amplifying. Folks, you got to realize. Basel III. Have you heard of it? Did you know Basel III requirement for all banks, including the central banks that have control our currencies, must have an adequate amount of gold in their reserves for the new banking system, the new digital asset banking system? So, ladies and gentlemen, when we revalue, when currencies begin to move up and they go to their new real values, the new values will be backed by gold. Our exchanges will be backed by gold. Your money will be backed by gold. How painful do you think it'd be if you exchange your currency into your home currency, let's say in the USD, and it's fiat money, still nothing backing it, and the market crashes? What do you think is going to happen to your money? You spend all this time, all these years, all this money to investing into something, when it happens and the market crashes and everything you've accumulated vanishes. The impact on global currency pricing, what Goldilocks is sharing, is this. Pay attention to this. The pivot to physical metal gold pricing will actually put pressure on the U.S. dollar to continue to get weaker. I'm going to explain that. For those of you who've been following Goldilocks, you will understand this very well. Gold continuously rising in its value will push the price of the U.S. dollar down, meaning as gold continues to go up, the U.S. dollar continues to get weaker and go down. Isn't that what President Trump, his administration stated, that their objective is the currency revaluation will occur large in part to the weakening of the dollar. So you mean to tell me as gold goes up, the U.S. dollar goes down, and that means the other currencies around the world, they get stronger? Brilliant. You are a genius. You got it right. Folks, these are money mechanics. The U.S. dollar weakness is to our benefit, because as the dollar gets weaker, all the other currencies, the dinar, the dong, the bolivar, the peso, the rupee, whatever currency you think of, they get stronger as the U.S. dollar gets weaker. This would be a major boost for emerging market currencies as the U.S. dollar gets weaker and gold's value gets stronger. What Goldilocks is stating is that these metals, gold and silver, they transition and reinforce the new banking system. They transition and reinforce the stability of the new banking system and the stability of the currencies that we will be exchanging in the new banking system. What Goldilocks is stating is that usually when the dollar goes up, gold goes down and vice versa. So what we are witnessing is the gold going up and the US dollar going down. So you got to understand, folks, money mechanics. Now, when gold and the dollar rise together, it's almost always a risk-off, meaning that nearly every other major currency around the world and emerging market currencies, they will continue to rise. The only currencies that sometimes hold up relatively well are those with massive current account surpluses. Vietnam has a surplus. What Goldilocks is stating is that it really seems like a tipping point now. De-dollarization, meaning the countries that are jumping ship, they are divorcing the US dollar, running away from the US dollar as fast as they can. Like the US dollar has the plague, they are running away. Because they see it getting weaker when other currencies, emerging market currencies, are getting stronger. Did you know that the dong is an emerging market currency? Did you know the dinar is an emerging market currency? You didn't know? Now you know. Many of the wealth management firms that are communicating with our members are sharing with them what they are seeing happen and emerging with the rates and the movements in emerging markets. Would you not want to be connected and have the relationships with these folks? It's up to you. What Goldilocks is stating is the de-dollarization and the weakening of the dollar is real, with gold as the anti-fragile anchor. Gold is the anchor propelling emerging market currencies towards stronger, more autonomous footing. Goldilocks is stating that it's evolutionary, not revolutionary. Expect fragmented progress with the dollar adapting via AI, the AI tech boom. There is a pivot that is happening, folks. A pivot away from the US dollar and a pivot towards emerging market currencies. We hold emerging market currencies. It would behoove you, I would think, to have a relationship. Nah, maybe it's best to take all your millions and your billions and just wait for a stranger to contact you to say, bring in your currency and your bonds to the redemption center where you get these higher rates. And hurry up. They're drying up. Ladies and gentlemen, you can do what you want to do. Nobody's putting a gun to your head and telling you what to do with your currency or your bonds, you are all adults. We wish you well. We ask that God covers you and protects you, because it's going to get to a point when currency values begin to move, and it's time for you to face reality. If you can honestly say right now, beyond a shadow of a doubt, you know exactly where you're going. I don't mean you just think you know. You've met the people, you've shaken hands, looked folks in the eyeball, gotten business cards, met bosses, met managers, met supervisors, met the janitor, met the doorman. I don't care. You've met folks that will be involved in helping you to either exchange your currency or grow it expeditiously. If you've done that, applaud you, because we know a lot of you have. But if you haven't, you're going to need some prayer. You're going to need some counseling. Because what you have waiting for you. See, as I said, in the finance world, folks, there is a crystal ball. When it comes to numbers, there's nothing new in the finance world. 1 + 1 is 2. 2 + 2 is 4. There's nothing new about that. It's predictable. It's logical. It's measurable. Folks, what's happening in the banking system in preparation for currencies to move, emerging markets, currencies, gold that is accumulating, the dollar getting weaker, it's nothing new. What's new is the new digital asset banking system, whereby the shift is happening and there will be new rates on various currencies. What if? I'm just going to ask the question. What if all of what you've been told is not as what it seems? The only people that have no doubts are the people that have their relationships. They can pick up the phone and call their bankers. Oh, they don't have to worry about getting text messages from their bankers on Sunday before church. But actually, some of them do. And they not gurus. They people just like you. Yeah, sure enough. Trying to tell you. They get text messages, emails, phone calls, dinners, luncheons, all kind of stuff. All they did was follow 8 steps. You have the opportunity. You can click the link at the top of the description and you can join the Goldilocks QFS Dialogues room. Hit the search bar. Also, you can just check and see the 8 steps are in there. You can go to the YouTube channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. There are actual recordings of people that have done this, and we've shared them and shown them away. There's recordings where are actually teaching you what to do and how to do it. It's your choice. If you choose not to, that's your choice. And if you choose to, it's still a choice. Just know that no matter what you choose to do, don't blame anyone else but yourself. Take responsibility of your own actions. Be well, beautiful folks. We love you. Ciao, ciao. Hello, beautiful people. This is Freedom Fighter. Thank you for tuning into our channel, Goldilocks Global Banking News. Everybody knows that Goldilocks is the number one source for the RVGCR. People from around the world tune in to see what Goldilocks is sharing on the RVGCR. Don't miss your chance and get your latest updates every day. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel to get your daily podcast from the Goldilocks articles on the RVGCR. Brought to you by Freedom Fighter.